Hello folks, welcome to the Virtual Realms YouTube channel. I'm Ranger One. Yes, it's been a while, a couple of years since I covered anything in ARK or the world of gaming at large. But I'm back now, at least for a while. And I thought that I would start out by, well, catching up a little bit on things that have transpired in ARK while I was gone. I particularly wanted to look at the mod scene, the stuff that Eco's been working on. Some of the new maps, one of which just came out that we'll be taking a look at next episode, the Crystal Isles map that just recently was released. But for the moment, I'm back on Ragnarok. I'm pretty familiar with most of Ragnarok, but on a map that big and that well detailed, there's always going to be a few spots that are really noteworthy that you just never had time to get to. And I'd like to find one of those little areas and play around with an Eco's mod, or series of mods, that I noticed in the workshop called Eco's Empires. Now, there have been several very good videos that go over it in detail, but I just kind of wanted to take a look at it myself with an eye toward, well, I guess basically instant bases using that mod. Or I guess I should say a series of mods. There are 5 of them in total. So we're headed toward an area that I spotted that I wanted to explore a little bit more closely, but, well, let's just say the trip's been a little hazardous. But it's nothing that a seasoned explorer with ninja-like reflexes and a trusty mount can't handle. Currently I'm heading south along the coastline, past the swamp area, from an area that I had named Emerald Lake, which is a beautiful area in the north of Ragnarok. But once you get past the swampland and get down around the area near the green obelisk, you enter into some completely different terrain. Some of it quite beautiful. Woodland, meadows, isolated lakes like this one. Actually, this is a set of twin lakes, but I'll show you that a little bit more closely here in a few moments. Suffice to say, this was exactly what I was looking for. A picturesque corner of, you can see the divider right there, a picturesque corner of Ragnarok that I had never been to before. And I don't remember seeing any videos put out. They probably exist, but I don't remember them or never saw them, that depicted this little ridge line with its twin lake system. It intrigued me. It had plenty of room at either end where I could build this little community that I was thinking of building, featuring all the different parts of Eco's empires. And not only was this area itself quite beautiful, but the surrounding territory was magnificent also. We're a little bit above the terrain on either side of this ridge, and on one side you have a great view of the grasslands leading down to the ocean, and on the other side you have a sweeping vista of rivers and meadowlands, filled with everything from small wildlife to Tyrannosaurus rexes and brontosauruses. So, I don't know, it was quite beautiful, and I thought this was the perfect location for my little experiment. And since I was planning on leaving Ragnarok soon anyway, it just seemed fitting that we would pick one of the most beautiful parts of it to say our, at least temporary, farewells. This looks like a good time for just a quick heads up for people that are new to the channel. There are many, many fine channels out there that will do playthroughs and go through ARK Survival from A to Z. But that's not really what we're doing here. This isn't a playthrough type of channel. This is one that focuses on specific things at different times. And while playthroughs are fine, and we will probably do that again in the future, right now we're just focusing on new maps or new mods that are out or unique combinations of the two. And I just wanted to clarify that in case you say, well, why didn't you actually go through the motions of collecting that resource when you went to build that? It's not what we're here for right at the moment. I just wanted to put that out there before I disillusion someone. Now this shows a pretty good view of the Twin Lakes. You see that little divider there to my right? Just past my right shoulder. It's a little rocky shelf that separates basically an upper lake from a lower lake. And it just makes for it's a perfect area to set up a little community around. let me show you how it all turned out. Well, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think of my little community in the comments below. Again, remember, I'm kind of comparing them, getting familiar with them, and seeing if they have any application as kind of instant bases on various maps. I think a lot of them have, well, potential, particularly this Roman garrison. I really like it. Now, granted, I've put some foundational support under it to give the overall base a little bit more altitude, but it's done a pretty good job, and I'll definitely be using it. I'll probably try out all of these empires on various maps and in different areas, depending on how dangerous a particular area is. Now, I couldn't show everything in this brief video, but Eco has outdone herself. She's put in all the buildings, a lot that I couldn't show you, a lot of odds and ends that are just handy. A lot of it has to do with food preparation, and there are even recipes for different dishes in-game that I'm sure are highly nutritious. And I'm sure you noticed the various animal skins that you can reskin your mounts with here and there, like the Babylonian lion mounts and the crane mounts over in the Asian section. It's really well done. There are a couple of animals that you probably noticed in the video that aren't ecos. I tried to keep that to a minimum. I run some other mods that put in some local wildlife just to keep things interesting. So I think a rat got into this video and a cat got into this video. Oh, and the capability of the apes to wear the metal breastplate and heavy metal shield. That's due to a different mod. And I'll list those mods in the description of the video. But those will always be running in the background. I went through and tried to clear out as much as I could before I started recording, just to avoid confusion. Oh, I almost forgot. Here are the coordinates to where these two little lakes are. Again, they're down in the southwest corner of the Ragnarok map. You might check them out if you're playing on that map currently. It's a nice area. Well, this video is starting to run a little bit long, so I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching. Sorry I was gone for so long. Well, I'll see if I can't turn out a video every week or so and keep in touch with you guys that way. Well, until I see you guys again, good hunting.